Kenton, and this is Kenton Knows. In this video, I'm going to discuss why, as a real estate broker and investor, that in the beginning of 2023, I changed my accounting software from Intuit's desktop version of QuickBooks to Wave apps. As I'm sure you're aware, making this kind of change isn't easy and wasn't taken lightly. So let me walk you through why I did it. And spoiler alert, after over 2 years, I don't regret making the change. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing to my channel. To start, I own and self-manage 8 apartment buildings with a total of 31 apartments in Chicago, and I am the managing broker of my own residential brokerage company, Kenton Realty Group. Since I am cost conscious and I like to efficiently manage my time, I really want software that is low cost and easy to use for me to manage all of my finances. I started using the desktop version of QuickBooks around 2010, and over the years, Intuit has tried to move all of the desktop users to their online software. If I only had 1 or 2 companies, that might make sense, but the way I set up my business is that I have a series LLC, and each property has its own LLC, which means that I would have to pay for 11 separate QuickBooks subscriptions, 1 per building, a holding company, my real estate brokerage, and my personal accounts, which is crazy. Until 2023, I was able to buy the desktop version, which cost about $200 and would work for 3 years before I was required to upgrade it to the newest version. The desktop version allowed me to set up an unlimited number of companies and worked great, so I've been doing that for the past 12 years. Now, in 2025, Intuit no longer sells a desktop version, which will allow you to use the bank feeds. If I stayed with the desktop version, I would have to manually import the transactions each month, which is how they are pushing everyone to use the online subscription version. Since I didn't like these options, I decided to do the research and make a switch to another program. As I'm sure you are aware, there are a lot of different accounting systems for small businesses, and there are also a lot of accounting and management systems designed for real estate investors and property managers. I can't say that I looked at all of them, but I did look at a bunch, and the biggest issue was usually cost to start. The second issue that got a system removed from my list was if it couldn't do my personal accounting, in addition to the investment properties and a small business. I have to say that I really do like Stessa as a great online accounting system for real estate investors. But if I went with Stessa, I'd still need a separate system for my brokerage business and my personal finances, which is possible, but I just hate to have more systems to learn and maintain. So I unfortunately had to pass on Stessa. However, if you just want something to only manage your real estate, I'd highly encourage you to consider Stessa. I really did like it. In the end, for my needs, I went with Wave apps, and I have to say, I was very surprised that it is not only completely free for my needs, but that it's very simple to use and completely online. Since I made the switch in January of 2023, I didn't even bother importing anything from QuickBooks. I simply started fresh on January 1st and started setting up each business. If you've ever set up accounting software, you know it can be a little daunting and a pain. However, I found Wave to be fairly easy and intuitive. I set up all 11 of my separate businesses, connected my bank and credit cards, and then set up the income and expense accounts I'll need in each of them, all in one afternoon. Wave uses Plaid to connect your bank and credit cards, which makes it super easy and secure. Once you set up the connection, it should keep updating. Unfortunately, Chase Bank seems to stay connected for about a week before I need to reestablish the connection, so there may be some quirks with particular banks. Even though there are a few prompts to click through, the program remembers what you previously did. So you simply click through them all each time, and it goes fairly quick whenever I need to reestablish the Chase connection. The other feature I really wish it had was the ability to electronically sync up your accounts anytime you wanted. Unfortunately, you just have to wait for Wave to sync the accounts on its own schedule, which I believe is once a day, or wait till it disconnects. Then you will reconnect it and download the transactions that occurred since you last updated it. Since my accounting doesn't exactly need to be up to date in real time, it really isn't an issue for me. Aside from that minor annoyance, I really am happy with the transition to Wave. And of course, when I think about the fact that the program is completely free, I can deal with a couple things I'm not completely happy about. To explain a little more about Wave app's background and why it is free, you should know that Wave was acquired by H&R Block in 2019 and makes money from businesses that use its payroll and transaction processing features. Since I don't use those features, it's completely free to me. Let me explain how and why I set up my businesses the way I do. First, there is a lot of debate around LLCs and if you should have them for your property investments. I'm not in the camp that says you absolutely must have an LLC, as there isn't a huge level of protection if they are single member LLCs, and there is not any tax advantage to having your assets in an LLC, as they're simply pass-through entities. There are reasons to have them, but I do get a little frustrated with the number of people who tell me you have to have your properties in an LLC, and I ask them to explain why, but they can't. Don't do something unless you actually understand the reasons why you're doing it, and ask the hard questions about what happens if I don't do it. If you do decide to hold your property in LLCs, you are probably aware that there is an annual cost to maintain them, which can add up if you have many. So to reduce the cost, you might want to consider having a series LLC, as I do. This allows me to have one series and then 8 separate LLCs under the series, and I only pay the state for the one LLC each year. When it comes to accounting, I treat each LLC as a separate business. Each building is in its own LLC, which I simply name the address of the property. Then I set up a separate bank account and credit card for each business. Yes, it is a little crazy that I carry around 9 business credit cards in addition to my personal credit cards, but it makes my accounting incredibly simple, which is well worth it to me. I use Tenant Cloud as my property management system, and I've got another video on why I chose Tenant Cloud. One tip for the property management software is that I put the last 4 numbers of my bank account for each property in the title of that property. I'll explain why shortly. For rent, I accept ACH through Tenant Cloud, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, and personal checks. For the few tenants that still pay with checks, I've asked them to send me 5 or 6 months worth of checks at the same time, all dated for the 1st, so we don't have to worry about them getting lost in the mail, and I can simply deposit them on the 1st of each month. PayPal and Venmo allow you to transfer money into whichever bank account you want to move it to, which is great. I have all of my separate bank accounts linked to PayPal and Venmo, but they won't let you name each account, so it simply shows up as Chase Bank 1234, which is the last 4 of each bank account. This brings me back to why I put the last 4 digits of the bank account in the property name. Then, when I need to transfer money into the correct bank account, I can see the last 4 numbers for that property bank account in the title of each property when recording that I received the rent in Tenant Cloud, and I don't have to look it up somewhere else. For ACH transfers in Tenant Cloud, there is a limit to the number of bank accounts you can link directly. So if you hit the limit, you'll need to have all of your property rent payments deposited into one account. The same is true if you accept Zelle payments, as you must designate one account to accept all of your Zelle payments. Since I don't want them to go into my personal account or one particular property account, I have set up a separate holding account, which is the Series LLC name, and I have a separate EIN for the holding company. I use this account to receive all Zelle payments and the ACH payments from Tenant Cloud. Then I need to transfer them into the correct account at my bank. I realize this may seem cumbersome, but I have a lot of younger tenants who really appreciate paying with Zelle or ACH. The ACH payments are great because Tenant Cloud records them as paid, even though it does take a few days for the money to show up in my accounts. Zelle payments are immediate, which is even better, but I do still need to record them manually in Tenant Cloud. I've been managing my properties in this way since I bought my second building in 2010, and I can say both my accountant and I really think it's the best way to manage my accounting. Wave Apps works great with all of this, and I really love how it automatically downloads and learns how to categorize each transaction. I've been using Wave for over 2 years now, and I'm still happy with my decision to move over to Wave. For my needs, I believe it is even better and easier to use than QuickBooks, which is really saying something because it is rare to find free software that actually meets my needs. While Wave is great at handling your credit cards and bank transactions, it doesn't sync your loans. You can create a loan liability category and then record your loan payment to that loan as a transfer, and the system will create a second entry to show you transferred the money to your loan account, but it won't track the principal and interest breakdown as it doesn't connect to the loan account. I don't bother doing anything more in Wave to address my loans, as I just use Wave to track the total loan payments, and I know I will get the summary 1098 from the loan provider at the end of the year. If you transfer money between business accounts, as I do, that really isn't clear in any accounting program I've used. Years ago, my accountant told me to set up due to from accounts. So the way I do that in Wave is I go under the liabilities and credit cards section, then under due to you and other business owners section, I add the name of the other account with the words due to/from. And I also include the last four numbers of that account. So for example, the line item might be Chase 1234 Main Street 8905 due to from, with Chase being the bank, 1234 Main Street being the property address, and 8905 being the last four of the bank account number, then due to and from. Be sure to watch my tax accounting video as well to know what other categories you might want to set up in your accounting system to track throughout the year. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. If you found this video useful, please like and share it with someone else who might enjoy seeing it. Thank you for watching Kenton Knows, and I wish you the best of luck with all of your real estate investments.